I drove all this way. I'm there 30 minutes before lunchtime. They still lock their doors. Why would you tell me that you're closing at 12, but then you close at 11, and I drove all that way for no reason? That is so inconsiderate. Tell you, nowadays with all the bureaucratic red tape that goes on, you know, you go to a doctor, you're sick. Oh yeah, I see you're sick. Like, you make an appointment, you go in the doctor, yeah, I'm sick, I got a fever, I'm vomiting, and I don't know what's wrong. I drink grape juice and it comes out grape juice. It doesn't break down. Oh, and the doctor does one of these. Oh, okay, so you say you're sick, you got vomiting, and when you drink grape juice, it doesn't break down. Okay, well, I'm going to need you to schedule another appointment to come back to let me know you're sick and to tell me to test your urine. Okay, so, but we don't have anything sooner for another 3 months. So then you wait 3 months, finally get to the doctor. Well, the fever and the vomiting's gone, but I'm still not urinating the right way. And on top of it, I have yet another problem. Oh, okay, well, we can only test your urine today. We're not going to be able to do any blood work or x-rays or MRIs until you make another appointment to come back. But the soonest appointment we'll have is in 3 weeks from now. That's all it is bureaucratic red tape all the time. Where I just went, where I drove all that way to go. When we close at 12 o'clock for lunch. Yeah, I'm at your door 20 minutes, 25 to 20 minutes before 12 o'clock. So I'm there at 11:35, 11:40, and your lights are off, your doors are locked and closed, and you're not picking up your phone. I wish I could take the gas I just wasted right now, tack on an hour and a half of my time, and then deduct it from their bill. And I know they're going to charge me out the wazoo. If they try to do that, I'm going to tell them point blank, your secretaries have given me nothing but a runaround. I don't even want to do this anyway. I don't even want to do it. I feel stupid to say it, Steve, and I don't want anybody to get mad at me. I have Seva on ice, and I want to bury her. Now, I terminated friendship with the dude named John because he always puts words in my mouth. He always turns around what I say, and then he blames everything on his ADD. Well, he told me in January when Seva was diagnosed with cancer that I could bury her up at the farm on Long Valley where I lived for 3 years, and I could bury her next to his cats. And so I figured I didn't have to worry about that. I know where I'm going to bury her, and he's got a backhoe, and it's not a problem. Well, the day I put Seva down, I call him up. I'm like, I'm on my way over. You know, I don't know what I'm doing, and you said that you would help me. And, well, oh, you can't come to my house. I have an appointment, and I'm not putting my cat down today, Holly, so I don't know what you're going to do. I was like, John, you told me last month that you would get out the backhoe, dig a hole, and let me bury my cat there. Yeah, but I'm not putting my cat down, so I don't know what you're going to do. I was like, you told me for a past month that you would help me, and now when it's time, you're not going to be there. So I terminated my friendship with John. That was the last straw, right? Oh yeah, I'll bury Sava. I'll put her on ice for you. I'll get out the backhoe and I'll take care of it, Holly. You don't have to worry about it. The guy's in his 60s. And what did the Bible say about men? Men are supposed to be the providers to a family, right? I said to him, I said, John, I'm a single female, and you told me for a month that you'd help me bury Sava. And you did that? You left me high and dry. I don't want to be friends with you anymore. I have had it because over the past 3 years of friendship with you, all you've done is twist my words around, put words in my mouth, and then laugh at me. Oh, and worse off, you turn around and dictate to me what I should and shouldn't pray to Jesus, and you don't even have a relationship with him. You're just like all the Christians I see every day on the internet. So, my friend, after Sava was put down and John left me high and dry, well, I don't know what you're going to do. You can't come over. I'm not putting my cat down. So anyway, he left me high and dry. One of my friends came and they brought me a shovel, a beautiful burial shroud to put Sava in so I could bury her with respect. And that beautiful book I showed you guys. Well, Nancy didn't leave me high and dry. She brought me a shovel. And then all of you said, you know, Holly, it's okay. We've had to keep our animals on ice until the spring, until we could, you know, bury them. So you guys resolved my issue. You brought me a shovel. Problem solved. So I called up my other friend. I told him the situation. Well, at the end of last week, I'm not sure what today is. I think today's Monday. I think at the end of last week, my friend was like, Holly, I used to volunteer for the White House Fire Department. I don't know if I ever told you guys that. I love volunteering for firemen. But I was a volunteer for the White House Fire Station for a couple of years, and I loved it. Well, anyway, my friend had called up, and he's like, I got no problem with you burying her, but he said, Holly, I called the firemen. I can't get a backhoe for you. And I was like, well, I want to bury her, you know, up in your back. He's like, Holly, I don't want you to bury her up in my back. My land is all swamp. And he goes, even so-and-so's land, it's all swamp back there. You're going to be burying her in a river. So my friend turned around and said, Holly, I will pay for Sava to be cremated. And I said, no. I said, if you give me $250, I'm going to the food store and I'm paying my electric bill. He's like, so fine. I won't give you the money. Have them call me and I'll pay for it directly. He's like, Holly, I loved Sava just as much as you did. And my friend had stayed with me at my house when I had my own place. My friend and I were like Mutt and Jeff. We were always together. It wasn't a romantical, sexual relationship. It was always, we're just like Mutt and Jeff, you know, where he was, I was, and where I was, he was, we were always together. We grew up together, and we always kept that close relationship. And he loved Sava so much. I remember when he'd sleep on the couch, Sava would go and bother him. Then he'd move and sleep in the bed. She'd follow him, bother him in the bed. So he'd move back to the couch. She'd follow him out. Or if I tried to close the bedroom door, she'd sit at the bedroom door and scratch until I let her out so she could go see Stu. That cat, Stephen Moe, had such a personality. Funny, Melissa, Northern Vermont. My love to you, Melissa. Thank you so much. Oh, if I had the money, I'd come up skiing to Vermont. when they see a cat's no good people. Yeah, she found me when she was a kitten. My neighbor had her, but I guess she didn't like the beans and rice the neighbor was feeding her, so he opened the door and she ran out. Well, she never went back to him, but instead she ran over to the next building in the apartment complex, which was mine. And when I opened the door to walk my mother outside, this little tiny kitten jumped up on the stoop, did a figure eight around my legs, and let herself in my house. When the neighbor that she ran away from, I kid you not, Sava would go tearing into my bedroom under the bed, and she would not budge until after he left. She could be sitting on the windowsill in another room, but the second she'd see him or hear his voice, she'd go running and hide under the bed. So I want to bury Sava. The reason being is because it's just I'm used to burials. I don't want to have ashes because if I carry her ashes around, I'm carrying around ashes. It's death. I'm carrying around death. But I don't want to raise her above Abba, if that makes sense. For instance, Nancy made it, but you guys gave it to me. You guys gave me a book, and it's like a remembrance book, and it's decorated the same way as Sava's burial shroud. So when I miss Sava and I go to that book that you guys gave me, that Nancy made, inside the book, Nancy has Bible passages from the epistles. And so when I mourn Sava, I go to that book and I read his words, and that I'm with him, and I know Sava's with him. So I don't raise anything above him. Like, I had my grandmother's crucifix to her casket. I hung on to that crucifix because it was on her casket. Abba made me well, he didn't make me, but I got rid of a broken cross. It's a pagan idol. You can't take a pagan idol and turn it holy no matter how much we want. And no, you cannot just pour the blood of the lamb on an idol and think, okay, well, it's washed in the blood of the lamb, it's good now. God took off the demons that were cast on this object, and God knows my heart. You can't do that. A false idol is always going to be a false idol. You pouring the blood of the lamb on it is not going to change it into a holy idol. You can't do that with a pagan idol. I raised, because that crucifix was on my grandmother's casket, I was raising that above God and holding on to a broken cross because it was my memories of my grandmother. When in reality, my grandmother is not in that broken cross. She's in Yeshua's hands. She's with him right now. My friend's gonna call me up and go, "What happened, Holly? You backed out, didn't you?" He'll probably get upset because I gave in. I just want to bury my cat the normal way, and then I can go visit the spot she's buried in. It's a lot of money, you know. Yeah. They locked me out. They told me that they close at 12. Well, I walked up to the door. It was 11:39. And their doors were locked, lights turned off. So I called. Their voice, all their calls go to the audits, goes to voicemail. So now I gotta drive all the way back. If I could time it right, I'd like to drop her there, and on the way back I can visit my friend. He's a good person. He's a really good person. But I told him I really just want to bury her. You've got to be kidding me. So yeah, they told me, well, we close our doors at 12. I told them that I would be there today. And they said, okay, well, we close our doors at 12. Yeah, 11:39. Their doors were locked, lights turned off. So now I'm driving all the way back home. So then I can, I guess, have to drive all the way back at some point. I really wish the ground was not frozen. But yeah, my friend called up the White House fire station and he was talking to his buddies and they're like, Stu, we really can't get the backhoe out right now. The ground is frozen. It wouldn't really be until March until we'd be able to do that. And that's when he called me back and he's like, Holly, just let me do this. I loved Saba too. And he did love her. She would drive him nuts though. Lick his eyeball when he was sleeping. I don't know what it was with her and licking eyeballs. But if you had a sleeper, she was licking it out. Headbutting you. Oh geez, and you leave your hands out this morning. I had my hands out of the covers and just automatically when I filled them out of the covers, I put them back underneath. Because if you lift your hand out of the covers, Sava would come and pet herself with your hand. And then as soon as I'd sneak my hands out of the covers, she'd be trying to sneak under the covers after my hands. That little cat, man, she had such a personality on her. My little escape artist. She was funny. You know, you leave the door open a crack. Well, Keeper won't even push the door open or try to open it. Keeper will just go, oh, well, the door's closed. The door's closed. Not Saba. She'd walk past Keeper and open up the door with her palm, with her little paw. Push the door open. I saw her one day push Saba or Keeper out of the way. She walked up by Keeper and Keeper's like, and backed away from the door. And Saba pushed the door open, let herself out. My little escape artist, man. Just, I don't know what it was, but that cat had such a huge personality. She knew what you were saying, too. But you know what? I spent a lot of time with her training her. And even though cats are harder to train, they still learn tricks like dogs. But I'm home all the time, so I have that kind of time to spend with a cat. My little fuzzball, man, I miss her. My friend Stu was like, Holly, you never know, maybe you'll get another one. I was like, Stu. Keeper cost me $200 a month. Sava was the cheap one. I'm like, I'm not getting another pet. And with my finances the way they are, I'm not getting another pet, but I don't have it in me to get another pet. It breaks my heart. I'm a softie. Oh, they are such great companions. You're so right, Steve Amo. Well, I got my brown-eyed girl. But I'll tell you, it's different because it was always the three of us, the three of us, the three of us. Sava, Keeper, and I. Man, even my ex of 21 years was jealous of Sava. Oh, that is the only thing that I find to be a blessing is now I won't worry about Sava going through tribulation. And what do I do with a poor little kitty? But I got this one. At least this one I can put her on a leash and she can carry herself. We can run together. But I can't carry her like I could carry Sava. And what's going to happen to her? What if she breaks a leg? What if? You know, what if, Steve Amo? We got to get what we need for our pets right now. We need the dewormers, we need the anesthetics, we need the antibiotics, and we need the pain pills for our pets now. So when we're going through tribulation, we have what we need now, Steve. Oh, all praise, glory, love, and worship to Yud-Heh Vav-Heh for Yeshua. You are so right, Steve. Thank you for bringing that to the forefront. I'm always asking Abba, how? And Abba's saying, supernaturally, supernaturally, supernaturally. You're right, he protects us supernaturally. And more than that, Steve, 7 years ago, the big question on my mind, was, what about our pets? What about our pets? Back when I believed in a rapture 8 years ago, what about our pets? You know what Abba told me? Just what you said, Steve. I'm not lying, honest. He said, you wash and cover your pets in the blood of the Lamb. You fill and overflow them with my Holy Spirit. You put their full armor on. Holly, I'm not going to forget about your pets. Holly, I'm not going to forget about your pets. Your pets are sealed. Your pets are included. So you know what I do, Steve? For all those pets that have owners that don't pray for their pets to be covered in the blood of the Lamb, or for their pets to have their full armor on, or the blessing of the Holy Spirit for their pets, I pray for their pets, since they're not, in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. Well, thank you for letting me share. But yeah, he said our pets are included. What about my pets? Holly, you think I forget about your pets? What, I'm just so mean and cold and far away just to forget about your pets? No, Holly. I'm warm and loving. I'm all encompassing. And I'm not going to forget about your fur babies. I created your fur babies. I'm the one that put Seva and Keeper in your life. I'm not going to forget about them. Steve, I'm all honest. I feel that I'm sealed. Keeper sealed. I got to get used to it just being Keeper and I don't want to get used to it. I want it to be Seva, Keeper and I. Seva was sealed. Keeper sealed. And if the rapture was true, which I don't think it is, he would take our pets with us. He's not going to forget our fur babies. They have souls. Just because they don't talk like us or communicate the same as us doesn't mean they're any less of a living being. Those of our household, right? Yes. They're a part of our household. We love them just like they're our kids. But I'm certain. And you know what? Since Seva's been sick, this has opened up dialogue between me and other people about pets. Pets have souls. And Abba's not going to forget about our pets. When I went into demonic attack, the kingdom of darkness did tell me that it was going to sift me. But I was arrogant and I thought, well, I'm already at the bare minimum. I only have me, Keeper, and Seva. The kingdom of darkness took Seva from me, and it even told me it was going to take Seva from me before it took her. I put up on my community tab 2 dreams I had of a nightmare in November. That nightmare came true. That nightmare was given to me by the kingdom of darkness to show me what was going to happen. In that nightmare, the rabbit, that was Seva. And I thought it was her, but I didn't want to admit it. It's okay, Sarah. I gotta go back. 0. I love you, Steve and Mo. And I love your fur babies. I pray Heavenly Abba blesses our fur babies greatly. And yeah, he seals them. Abba's not cold. Abba's not distant. I asked Abba to hold Seva in his hands and not let her suffer. And he held her in his hands. And he took away her pain when I didn't know she was even in pain. He gives me visions now, Steve. Maybe this can help. He gives me visions now. Seva's in his arms. He shows me he has her. He gives me another vision, and he shows me that, well, when she first died, he showed me that he has her in his hands, but now he shows me my bedroom in the New Jerusalem, and Seva's sleeping on my bed waiting for me. I don't think that she will be a part of the first resurrection, even though the dead in Christ will rise first. I don't think, I asked Abba if I'm a part of the first resurrection, please have Seva resurrected too. Either way, I'm going to see Seva in the New Jerusalem. She'll be there. I don't know that Abba said, yes, I'll resurrect her in the first resurrection. But I also don't know that he said no. But he shows me my room in the New Jerusalem. I showed you my drawing that's hanging up, and she's there on my bed. They are souls. They are souls. They are souls. And that opened up a lot of dialogue between me and other people. Now, I know we might not all see the same when it comes to the rapture. I won't get started on it. But I'll tell you what, me and my brothers and sisters all agree. My one sister believes in a rapture. And she said that God told her that her pets will always be with her. And they will stay with her. Well, Abba showed me the same thing about my pets. Our pets are not forgotten. They're souls. They're life. If Abba didn't put my dog and my cat in my life, I wouldn't have been here right now. I already don't care about myself and don't take care of myself. You know? Hang on. Let me take you out. Da-na-na-na-na. Come on, sweetheart. Oh, go on. Also, I'll tell you something else. In my dreams and visions, Heavenly Abba does in fact use Keeper and Seva. Now, when I had that dream about Seva, that nightmare about Seva, it shook me because I never had dreams about Seva prior. But he has that. He has Seva and Keeper in my dreams. He uses them in my dreams and has used them in my dreams. Jeannie. Shih Tzu Yorkie. Oh my gosh, they're so cute, Jeannie. All my prayers to your fur babies. Oh yeah, they have souls in heaven with us. Now I think Heavenly Abba's been misrepresented. He's not cold and distant. He's loving and warm. And he gave us these fur babies to begin with. He's not going to forget about the fur babies when shite hits the fan. Shih Tzus are great dogs, so are Yorkies. My mom used to breed Yorkshire Terriers. I used to love them because they had the puppy breath. Oh, Keeper just lost her puppy breath. She always had puppy breath, Keeper. Even though she's 12 now. Don't. This way. Come on. You got a car ride. But yeah, animals can be demonically possessed. So I've added to my formal prayer list everybody's animals, domestic and wild, especially animals that are in a household. Come on. Especially animals that are in a household that the household does not have Yeshua. I pray for them. Because those animals are going to be subjected to demonic possession and torture from the demons. Demons torture our pets. Okay, let me get in my house. 1 second, I'm sorry. I don't want to bother my neighbors. I'm sorry, excuse me. Oh wait, hang on, I'm sorry guys. Okay, come here, Kate. My goodness, okay. Take your leashy off. There you go, sweet Pete. Wait, wait, wait. Okay, sorry about that. What are you doing? Okay. Shh. Shh. Stop. Stop. This is the last time. And then you're going back on your diet. Okay, this is the last treaty. What time is it? Ooh, you don't get no more treaties until dinner time. Where's Seva? She needs treaties too. Yeah. Deliverance and intercession. I've fallen under demonic attack, and it has affected my pets. I have seen them run and hide. I have seen them react to even astral travelers. So our pets are subject to the trauma and torture of demons as well as astral projectors. That's another thing. There was a situation where somebody called me up and was looking for help. And they're like, Holly, I think there's an astral traveler. But more than that, I think they're making my pets sick. Guys, if our pets can see astral travelers and demons, then our pets can be subject to their traumas and tortures. We have to have our pets covered in the blood of the Lamb. And if you know somebody who's not praying for their pets, well, then I charge you to pray for their pets every day. And me. I'll even join you in prayer for their pets. But they have souls. They have souls. Hang on, I'm going to grab a cigarette, which I'm not supposed to have, but... Stop, honey. Stop. Well, think about it. Think about it. Abba used a donkey to speak. He used Seva to keep my heart. Keeper keeps me. Yeah, she keeps me, not me keep her. It's the other way around. And I'm not a keeper. My dog is, though. I'm one of those that you want to throw back as soon as you catch it. No. Stop it. Stop. Stop getting all riled up, okay? She's like, no. Hey, just some guy. I love you. All right, if you're going to keep barking, I'm going outside and smoking a cigarette. I don't want to hear it. Just some guy. I'm starting up the Demon Chronicles on FringeRadioNetwork.com. I'm starting up a series. When I was a child, my first cat kept me warm, ice inside the window. Aww. Well, isn't there a Bible story? Or no. Is it a Bible story or was it a real story? Well, Bible. Never. I said that wrong. I mean, the stories in the Bible are real, but I heard of a guy that they imprisoned in his own house, and he wasn't allowed to come out of his house. But there was a rat. There was a rat that would bring him in bread, and that's how the man lived. So if Abba works through animals, then they have a choice to. Then I guess they also can go to heaven. Does salvation apply to an animal? I don't know. We know that when sin entered into the world, it affected animals. And I don't want to assume and make an ass out of you and me, but what do you guys think? Do you think that what Abba did on the cross, salvation in itself, do you think that can be applied to animals? What website name? Okay, it was a story in the Holy Bible. Thank you, Steve Amell. Yes, the ravens fed Elisha. I wonder if, I can't imagine that animals would go to hell first, have a heaven or hell for animals. So that's why I pose the question, do you think that what Yeshua did on the cross, the salvation extends to animals? Because we do know that when sin entered into the world, it also affected our animals. Elijah, thank you, Sarah. I think it applies to all creation. I think so too. That's another thing, Steve Mo, not to get off on another tangent, but I believe animals are sinless and go to animal heaven. I think what Yeshua did on the cross applies to all creation. Mountaintop Church said, "Oh, Holly, it was your more than human half that decided to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior." Because I said not all parts of me are human. I'm the product of Hitler backbreeding to the Aryan race, except I came out dark hair, dark eyes. I came out the mutt of the group. No, I'm kidding. But I am the product of Hitler backbreeding. So to sit there and go, "Oh, Holly, it was your human half that picked salvation," that is a garbage answer. No, I think what he did applies, what Yeshua did on the cross, I think it applies to all creation. UK, awake world, I love you, honey. I'm praying for you. He will redeem all under his rule. That says all creation groans for the revealing of the sons of God, right? Even the rocks cry out for a lack of Yeshua's name. The Plaid Christians from Maryland would laugh at me. But my attorney, my father figure wouldn't, and he caught me a couple of times. When I was hiking keeper out in the woods, I would sing, "Yeshua, I love you." And I sung that so that rocks would not explode, because Yeshua's been taken out of the world. Oh, awaken world, I'm sorry. Salvation and trust. If animals are going to be there, it's going to be a small zoo. Oh, and Sarah will be able to talk, like, when I get reunited with Seva, because she'll be in my bedroom in the New Jerusalem. That's the New Jerusalem, where Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh dwells among us. And this is my bedroom there. That's me looking out the window. Seva's going to be sitting right there on the bed. I am so sorry, Claire. But you remember, The animals used to speak before there was sin in the world. When I get to see Seva again, she'll be able to speak to me. Can you imagine? What, you want to go? I don't want to take you. Oh, Stephen Mo. This is the book. This matches Seva's burial shroud. So when I miss Seva, I can go to my Seva remembrance book, and here I can read all about Heavenly Abba, and I can stay in his presence, and he will help me get through the morning of Seva. But this is the book. This is the book, Steve Amo. Look at that work. Do you know how talented she is? Thoughtful. Oh, she's amazing. My altars love it too, because look, this page, this one, she gave me some flashcards, and she told me where I can find things in the Bible. And look, she made me bookmarks. See? And they have Abba's Bible verses on them. I wish I had another hand so I could hold the camera. But look what she did with every single page. Oh, and she gave me four-leaf clovers. Look at that. Look at how talented she is. Look at all the ribbons and the lace and the bookmarks. I love how she does that. Yeshua, I love you. She's so talented. I don't know, she realizes how much joy she gave to me. So when I miss my Seva, I can open up this book, and what Nancy did, she made it, but you guys gave it to me. She's going to get mad at me, I know it. Because she says that this comes from all of you. It's a gift from all of you to me. I mean, look at this. She put the binding together. Look at it. And then this went around Seva's burial shroud, but it's a piece for me to keep. And there's my family. We don't have Seva to keep us in order anymore. Seva was the adult out of the group of us. She did put a lot of work into it. She did. I'm so humbled. I want to do something special for her back. I'm not... Steve Amo, I've cornered the market on stick figure drawing, okay? That is the extent of my talent, is a stick figure. And she put silver ribbon around it because Yeshua's my golden bow, but I'm his white hot silver arrow. Like, I look at this book 15 times a day. You guys spoil me. Stick figure artist. Oh, the stick figure competition with you. Really? What about cardinals? Have you ever seen cardinals? Oh, Stephen Mo, I love you back. But you guys really spoil me. The best part of me is my friends. You guys are my friends. You guys are my extended family. My loved ones. I can't believe you. I mean, you guys fed me. You guys fed Seva. You guys paid for Seva's medical bills. I pray Abba gives me opportunities that I can turn around to give back to all of you. I know how to give. I don't know how to receive. I'm used to being the provider. I gave my Gram hospice care. I went food shopping. I took care of the house. Nobody else in the family helped me with Grandma. I helped Grandma take care of Papa when I was 13. I'm used to giving. I'm used to being the provider. I don't know how to receive. Andrew, how are you? Thank you so much. Stephen Mo, I don't nearly give them. I need to give you guys more. Hey, I love you, Kara. But I'm coming back on now. I do have a major thing going in my private personal life that I can't speak about publicly, although I'm certain that you already know, but I can't talk about it publicly. Privately, I can. I have this one issue going on in my personal life, but outside of that, I am coming back online full-time like I used to be. Answer all of your emails, even though I'll be 6 months late for some of you. I'm going to answer all of your emails. I'm going to keep on top of it. But I'm going to stay online full-time 25/8. I want to give you guys, I'm humbled, Sarah. I want to give to you guys. I'm going to rely on my spiritual gifts. And in doing that, you know I'm going to want to test them. And you know I'm going to want to tell you what Abba shows me because I'm going to want to see if it's right. Not that I want to see that you're right, but just I need to get to know my spiritual gifts. I know he's right, but I need to get myself groomed and refined and in accordance to him. But all those dreams and visions he gives me, I want to hang out with you guys and I want to give them to you. I want... Stephen Mo, I won't burn myself out. I have burnt myself out. I think that's what happened last year. I probably burnt myself out. But, oh, Kara. God bless you, Kara. I haven't checked my email, sweetheart. Not today, at least. I gotta look back through it. But, it was awesome. Tell those truckers to go to the border and help the children. My prayers for the truckers and their families, and my prayers for the children at the border. I'm going to live vicariously through you, Kara. I am. I am. What, you just want to come? I'm going to have to take her out with me. She just wants to come out. You're awesome, Kara. So, yeah. Oh, I'm not going to be scared to say it. I'm going to tell you guys. But you guys, I invite. I'm specific. I'm pointing my fingers so Kara and Sarah and Steve and Mo, all of you. Okay, go slow, Kiki. Go slow. It's okay. Go on. It's okay. There you go. She slipped down the last two stairs. Um, when I first moved here, I was trying to find an under the table job. Thought I found one, but they didn't pay me for 6 months. So, anyway, it was at a gas station deli. Well, the owner was from India. Forget the correct name that he called himself. If I heard the name, I'd be able to tell you. Anyway, he came to me and he's like, Holly, you talk about dreams and visions. You have dreams and visions. And I appreciated it with him because he was point blank. He didn't waste my time or dance around anything. He's like, you got dreams and visions, Holly. What does God tell you about me? I was like, Tanae, he doesn't say anything about you because you're not saved and baptized to him. But he's always been there and he would like you to get saved. Well, Tanae didn't want to hear any of that. He wanted to know about his business, his money, and his girlfriend over back home in his country. So there was this one day, he's sitting there talking to me, and as he's talking, I'm getting these visions. And I didn't say exactly what they were. I said, this is going back a year ago, 2 years ago. I said, you know what, I want to spend some time talking to Abba about it and sleep on it. Well, so for about 9 months, this guy was asking me my dreams and visions. What is his girlfriend doing over in India? Does she have somebody else? Is she cheating on him? What about his business? Which employee is stealing $1,000 a month in lottery tickets? What about his finances? What about this? What about that? So he was asking me what you would typically ask a psychic. And this one day I was sitting at his desk. He asked me if I heard back from Abba, and I was like, what do you mean hear back from Abba? He's here with me right now. What? You don't have God, so that's why you don't understand him. But you want to dictate to me who he is, even though I'm ordained to him and you don't even own a Bible. Doesn't make sense. So this guy tried to push money across the table at me. I took the money and I threw it at him. I said, don't you ever insult me. You can't buy me. My gifts you can't buy. You can't buy me. I didn't do this for your money. How dare you? I didn't even ask you for anything. So anyway, I answered all of his questions. And I was right every single time Abba gave me the answer to his question. I ended up being right because Abba was giving me the answers to tell the guy. So there's a lot more to it I'm leaving out, but what he, itching ears. So he came to me asking me questions. I'm not a psychic. I'm not an oracle. I believe that I was born with spiritual gifts from Heavenly Abba. And I believe that the reason why I was trafficked as a super soldier was because the Illuminati families, US, UK, and Canada's government and military took my spiritual gifts and warped it into what would suit their evil intentions. Oh my God, Tiffany. I love you, Tiffany. Thank you so much. Tiffany, you are absolutely gorgeous. I'm a heterosexual girl. I mean it as a compliment, but you are absolutely gorgeous, woman. You are. I'm so glad that we're friends. And thank you for being in my life, Tiffany. And thank you for putting up with me, Tiffany, especially Tiffany, when I was being gang stalked and doxxed and I was starting to get people mixed up and I was starting to lose it. Thank you for bearing with me and staying my friend until I could come out of that confusion and fog. There's so much more I want to say to you. Thank you, Tiffany. And you're beautiful. Very pretty. Very, very, very pretty. Oh my God. Like, oh, but can I be pretty like all these girls you're putting in my life, how pretty they are? Tiffany, I get intimidated, and you're a very pretty girl. I get intimidated like Amanda and Bridge. They're beautiful like you are. And I even said to Bridge, I didn't say that to Amanda, but I said to Bridge, I was like, you know, you're so pretty. I'm intimidated of you. Like, I know I'm not hitting on you for a date. I just want to be your friend, but you're so pretty. I'm intimidated. I know that sounds weird, but and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to embarrass you or humiliate you or anything. I just really wanted to pay you a compliment, Tiffany. Um, that fluoride is bad. Just like when they were taking that long Q-tip up your nose to test you and they break that blood membrane, that makes you docile too. I tried to tell people downtown in Stortsville about that and they weren't listening. So, like how this guy came to me asking me for money or asking me about his money and love life and money and business and love and well, I'm not into that stuff. I don't like it. Thank you, Kara. Thank you, Tiffany. I'm humbled. No, you ladies are beautiful, though. I tell you, Heavenly Abba gives me the most beautiful people inside and out in my life. But you ladies are very beautiful. Tiffany, I don't think you're told enough how pretty you are. Now, Sarah and Kara, I don't think I've seen you ladies yet. Something tells me you're gorgeous too, Kara. No, but I do have the most beautiful lady friends. I really do. Um, well, I think I got spiritual gifts, and I'm going to start relying on them, and I want to give those spiritual gifts to you. I want to, if Bob gives me dreams and visions, I want to tell you. I get dreams about you guys at night, but sometimes it's really hard for me to pinpoint who you are in my dreams. Like here, we're hanging out in a group of people. Well, you guys have Yeshua shining through you, and I see your colors. Your colors are your soul. That's the light Abba gave you, and Yeshua shines through you. And so a lot of times you guys look all alike in my dreams. Like when I'm with a group of people, whoever was in my chat room that I'm talking with, I'm with them in my dream. But you all light up with Yeshua, so I don't have certain distinctive characteristics for each one of you. I just see Yeshua shining through you. But when I spend one-on-one time with you, Abba gives me dreams and visions. Um, the hardest part is when, and this has happened, I've worked with someone before, they wanted to know what Heavenly Abba said about them. The only problem is they weren't saved. Now, how do you tell somebody, I know you're calling yourself a Christian, I know you're saying you're saved and you're talking about Yeshua, but what I see in the spirit is that you're all dark. I can see the difference between unrepentant sin, and I can see the difference when you have decided not to believe in Jesus. It looks similar, but it's a little bit different. I have a gift with words. You should see when I get mad, Kara. I start inventing my own words then. I try to be descriptive. Because the more I let you into my life, the more you can go, oh, wait, Abba, did you hear what she said about that demon attack? That detail she said is sticking out to me, and we're supposed to pay attention to the details, right? Well, our language needs new words. Yes, it does. And it needs to take words out like Hunter and Joe Biden, Barry Obama, and Hillary Clinton. Um, Thank you, Sarah. Shalom, Tellies. But see, that's really hard. This is what I was trying to get at in my other videos. When you go on YouTube, you see people doing a healing ministry, or you see people doing freedom deliverances, where they'll say, okay, I pray for you to have a clean bill of health, fluid in your lungs, be gone in Jesus' name. And that's about it. But the person walks away still with the fluid in their lungs, or still suffering from the disabilities that evangelist or pastor or minister or what have you, that sibling in Christ said that they're cured and healed of. You still walk away and you're not cured and healed. Well, what about that stuff, guys? What about that? That stuff that's fallen through the cracks. What about when you go to a conference and you say, you go up to someone and you say, I have receding gum lines. Please cure and heal my receding gum lines, and it's giving me pain right now. And they come up. Now, I'm sorry, guys, this is going to hit the nail on the head too close to home for most of you, but I've gone through it myself. So I'm going to call out the bad behavior for what it is. And it is bad behavior. You go to a conference, you say, listen, I got receding gum lines, I got pain in my teeth. Come here, Holly. They go, they take their oil and they anoint you and they go into prayer and you're praying with them. They might even have another person there, so you're all praying for your gums to start receding, for your gums to restore, for your circulation to restore, for you go into prayer in detail. And they anoint your head with oil and then they say, I'm cured, you're cured and healed in Yeshua's name. But then 2 months after the conference where that happened, you still have receding gum lines, the teeth in your pain, and the pain in your teeth is even worse. You weren't cured and healed. You did the prayer, but you weren't cured and healed. And then if you really want to get thinking about it, how come that person that anointed your head with holy oil, how come they didn't turn around and say, you know what, I'm sorry, but your gums can't be healed because you have an unrepentant sin, or Holly, I'm sorry, but your gums are not going to be healed. Now, Abba loves you. He's not going to abandon you, but the full curing and healing that you're looking for, that's not in his will. And his will can go both ways, okay, for good and bad. It's his will, what he wants to have happen. Like, and for instance, I'd sit there and think, well, wait, we just went through this healing prayer. They anointed my head with oil. We prayed over my gums. What's going on? How come they didn't say that my gums won't be healed and I'm going to be stuck with this pain? It's not cured. I don't feel any better. But when I walked away from them, I walked away from them with saying, you're cured and you're healed in the name of Yeshua. It's a letdown. It's a disappointment. And then you start questioning as to whether or not Jesus is real. This is a very delicate subject. And I'm going to bring it up to you guys because it's delicate. We need to talk about it. So what do you do when you're sitting there on a video call with a bunch of people and somebody says, cure and heal me? And you grab your second, you've done prayer and fasting, So you go to pray for full curing and healing. But Abba gives you a vision. Oh, please. If the person is listening that I'm talking, if the person's listening whose testimony I'm talking about, please don't get mad at me. Please understand I'm using it as training. I hope so, Steve. I'm out. Somebody came to me for curing and healing, like 2 years ago. And when they came to me for curing and healing, I said, Abba, I want to cure and heal this person. The gift of healing hands isn't necessarily my gift, but Abba, I know you can. And I'm so determined. I just know you can. Keeper's my witness to you. That makes two of us. I know you can. I have faith that you can, that you're able to. Well, anyway, Abba gave me a vision where this person was literally in braces of pain, and I couldn't get the braces of pain off. Fast forward about a year later, person comes back and says, Holly, can we do the prayer for curing and healing? So I grab my second, and me and my second are praying, and I hear my second praying, and we're both praying out loud publicly for the unhealthy person. And I hear my holy biblical prophet pause. And it was one of those pauses where I knew it was my cue, and I jumped in and I said, Bridge, I've had this vision. Their body is literally in metal braces. The braces being the pain, the metal braces being the health diagnosis. And I see them in these metal braces, and I try to pull off the metal. I try to yank it off, grab a sledgehammer and try to break it. Bridge, the metal won't come off of them. Now what do you say to the person that wants full curing and healing? This is where ministries fail. They all do. I'm going to say 95% of them fail right here. 95% of ministries go, yeah, you're cured and healed. It's all done. Just have faith. God's got it. He wins. He's taking care of it. We just did the prayer. You're anointed. Next, who needs prayers for curing and healing? No. See, now, at that point, their blood is on your hands. At that point, you need to be honest and say, Yeshua loves you. He will never abandon you. But I can't break you out of these health ailments. It's not in Abba's will. Our bodies grow old, deteriorate, and wither. And that's what's happening with you. Will happen with me. Now Abba loves you. You're not going anywhere, and if you do, you're going to be going with him. But I can't pray you that clean bill of health. I don't know why it's this way, but Abba tells me it's this way, so I respect him. Now I can't give you that clean bill of health, but I pray Heavenly Abba swoops his hand through your body, grabs all that pain, that physical pain and all those physical ailments, and I pray he lifts it up off of you, and I pray he carries it for you so you don't have to feel it, or so that you can still have some mobility during it, or so that you can eat. I pray that he comforts you, but also soothes your health ailments that you're suffering. In the name of Yeshua, I pray, Selah. A lot of these curing and healing ministries do not see it through, because they're just curing you and healing you in Jesus' name. Now you're anointed too. They're not giving out the true answers. And why is that? in my humbled opinion, it's because they're listening to Moloch, not Yud-Heh-Vav, Hey, our shepherd. Moloch's giving them a version of the truth. And it just sounds so happy and fluffy and great. But it never speaks directly to the issue itself. It's platitudes, something that sounds good, makes you feel good, but in the end, there's no substance to it. Now I went to a conference and I got, with holy oil, hands laid upon me. 3 years later, still got receding gum lines, the pain in my teeth still going on. Little step, I love you. You're anointed by Abba. I can see that from here. And all praise, glory, love, and worship to Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh. I don't have the gift of healing hands. Abba won't give it to me. Yes, they do, Steve Amo. They perform false healings, false miracles, and false signs and wonders. Abba said, I'm not giving you that gift of healing hands because, Holly, you're going to run out and heal things that is not in my will to be healed. No. But, Holly, if you grab a second, and with your second you come before me and ask me if you can heal someone, I will tell you yes or no. But if the answer is going to be yes, Holly, it's because you're going to have your second and you're both going to come before me. Now, I'm not giving you that gift, Holly, because you're going to run hog wild and heal everything. And everything being healed is not in my will, Holly. So he knows. I love you too. So he knows. I mean, that's why he gave me dreams and visions. I can only get in so much trouble with that. No, bad attempt at a poor joke. That's what concerns me so much, Steve Amo. In the last days and end times, we're going to see false teachers, false prophets, false messiahs. They're going to give us miracles and healings and curings. We're going to see the dead raised. And it's all going to be fake. It's all going to be fake. 10/10 of it's all going to be fake. Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh's in here. He's not out there. And we lost our mentor, our pastor, Russ Dizdar. From the looks of it, Heavenly Abba did not tap any of our shoulders to say, do the resurrection prayer and raise him. Abba didn't give us our permission, his permission. Does that mean Abba doesn't love Russ? No. It's a bad example, but I'm going to use it. No. It just is that it's not in his will for Russ Dizdar to be resurrected. But it doesn't mean that Abba loved him any less. It doesn't mean that Abba abandoned him. It doesn't mean Abba took his position from him. It doesn't mean that he wasn't saved. It's just what is in Abba's will. This is already planned out. There's things that have to happen. There's things that have to come about. He couldn't just forgive us and bring Adam and Eve right back into the Garden of Eden. Because had he done that, you and me would have kept making the same mistakes and we would have never learned of the trickery to the evil ones. And more than that, we wouldn't be able to get rid of them. Because they would just keep tricking us over and over. Abba keep forgiving us over and over. And we'd be stuck in a circle. Well, we're already stuck in some bad patterns, but we're not stuck in a circle, in a gamma loop. I'm not saying it right. And I'm looking for something and I can't find it. So, guess I'm going to have to wait. I have not taken my medicinal marijuana yet today. I have drank 3 cups of kratom. Wait, 4 cups. I love you. Look at that pretty girl. She just wants to sit outside. Where were we? Yeah, so demons can perform fake healings. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. And you know what it is? These demons can project what they want you to see and what's really not there. One of the ways to do that is through projection. So when these demons create these false healings, they're basically going to be projecting to you that that person is alive. When they're not, it's a demon reanimating them, and it's a demon projecting to you what that demon wants you to see and not what's really happening. They do it to us all the time. Like, for instance, when Bigfoot follows you. Thanks. I've heard people talk about Bigfoot. They'll be traipsing through the woods, walking, and they'll hear a second set of footsteps behind them, and then they turn around. I don't see anything. And then they'll be walking and walking, and then they'll hear something, and then they'll turn around. And they won't see anything. Well, I think it was on one of L.A. Marzulli's videos, but I've heard this from other people. Actually, I can't say L.A. Marzulli. I think it could have been the Confessionals. Because the Confessionals, Tony Merkel, he rocks. He gets some good people on his show. Well, anyway, this guy said, so instead of turning around, he goes, I turned on my cell phone and I raised it above my head. And he goes, I saw Bigfoot following me, this dark being, really tall with 2 beady eyes, following me. And I turn around, and it's not there. Bigfoot can blend into the scenery. Bigfoot can turn itself, well, not turn itself, but Bigfoot can make you think you're looking at a rock when really it's him. They're interdimensional beings with supernatural abilities that are beyond what you and I can fathom. Yeah, I might have spiritual gifts, but it's like that much compared to a created being like an angel. So I've got this much, pretending to know that much when really I know zilch. And these angels and other created beings, they have so many spiritual powers I can't fathom them. Alien Predator. Yeah, that movie. Stephen Mo. What was it? Predator? You know, when they were in the jungle and the thing would make itself invisible. But even when it made itself invisible, you could kind of see like the ripple in the scenery so you know it was there. We were literally sent after something just like that. I'm going to say Bigfoot or Gruff. But it was something just like that. We were sent down to South America to get rid of that thing. It's not supposed to be here on Earth. But for lack of better terms, honestly, these movies nowadays, it is truth in plain sight. So that Alien Predator movie, yeah, that's what it looks like. Where do you think these movie people get? You think George Lucas all by himself came up with that movie Star Wars? He was fed the storyline. That one guy, M. Shahalayan, real big long last name that makes horror movies. Yeah, he was fed those storylines. It's the kingdom of darkness that gives a lot of these screenwriters their ideas for movies. There's nothing new under the sun. Was fed all his info. So when we do curing and healings, we can't just say, you're cured and healed with holy oil and walk away. And then that person still not be cured and healed, wondering, well, I guess Jesus' name is weak. We cannot do that. Somebody comes to you and asks you for that. There are people with gifts. And those gifts work both ways. Dreams and visions, they're not always sparkly and pretty. They are bad and scary. You have the gift of healing hands. Sometimes Abba does not say yes to you. Sometimes he'll say no. But if somebody asks you, you have to tell them. You can't just be like, listen, I'm only going to tell you the happy, positive things, like when you are cured and healed, and then ignore the dismal stuff. For me, I got to take my own advice. This is why I say, a lot of people have come to me and said, Holly, what do you see? And there have been occasions where I have blatantly not seen Yeshua in this person. I don't see Yeshua in you. What do you mean you don't see Yeshua in me? I've been a Christian for 30 years. Yeah, okay, so I don't care about your past or what you're doing presently. I only care about your future because I want to lead you to Yeshua so you have an eternity with him and not in hell. I don't see Yeshua in you. And then you get these Christians, oh, well, I've got the gift of discernment. What do you know, Holly? What I know is what he shows me. And Yeshua isn't in that person. I can't make Yeshua get in that person, and I can't make me change what he's showing me. And that's where the Christian community gets itself in a lot of trouble. They only want to hear the feel-good stuff. They don't really want to look demons in their eyes and really have to cast those demons away. They don't want demon spuge all over themselves. They just want to hear the feel-good stuff. You know, that their salvation is better than mine. And they're a better servant than me and my other whistleblower friends. And they're just the bee's knees. They need the social status. Seeking friendly social clubs. Hey, it's Mr. Burns. I want to talk to you. Tobis, I have failed miserably at cigarette smoking. I hate me for it, because I know I can quit. The only thing I gotta learn is how to stay quit. I love you, Tobis. There is time, my dear. Yeah, but I better hop to it because I don't want to push the last buck and get down to crunch time, and I don't want to do that to Heavenly Abba. You know, but what do we do when these people come to us and they want to know dreams and visions, except Abba's showing me dark stuff about them? In Maryland, those plastic Christians, I would, because of what they said and how they were handling me, when somebody like that came to me, I would just be like, yeah, I'm going to sleep on it, talk to you later, and then not talk to them again. No, man, I need a pair of brass breasts, and I need to say, okay, well, right now, Abba is showing me that he's not in you. And I feel like you're playing a game with me. I feel like you're testing me. I feel like you're a wolf in sheep's clothing. But more than that, I see Yeshua is not in you. I see your prayers fall to the floor. You know, when the sheep of Yudevavhe's choir sing, they sing, Amazing Grace. When I hear you sound, it's a wolf howling. We have to have the guts to stand up and go, you're evil and you're here trying to trick me. Or when somebody comes to you and wants curing and healing, and I grab my second, and they're a holy biblical prophet, or they have the gift of healing hands, and Abba says, whoa, we can't do it. I'm saying no for my reasons, and Holly, you are to rely on me. Now, I have seen people use the gift of healing hands and go completely against what Yud Vav wanted, and I don't want to be one of those people. Abba's not going to give me the gift of healing hands solo, because I'm going to go heal everything, and that's not in his will to be done. So he'll put on my plate what he wants on my plate and what I can handle, and do the same for you guys. But a lot of times, too, he throws us a curveball just to see what we're going to do. Now, I know you guys out there have the gift of healing hands and the gift of prophecy and everything else. And I know you guys, some of you guys are long-timers, and you know how to handle these things. I don't. Technically, I married Yeshua 7 years ago, and technically, I'm just starting to now rely on my gifts from him. You guys have had a little bit more time relying on your gifts and getting to know them. Which then brings me to the next thing I want to say. How do you deal with someone that comes to you that's outside of Yeshua and wanting you to cure and heal them? What do you do when someone outside of Yeshua comes to you and they want to know your dreams and visions, and they're expecting to hear from you how they're saved, but you're not even seeing their salvation? He's not even showing you their salvation. What do you do when you're in that demonic attack, but the person on the other end doesn't want to give up the sin that's bringing them into the demonic attack? They want to stay fornicating. They want to stay a drug dealer. They want to stay in a bad mindset, which keeps them locked into false doctrine. Oh, wait a second. A lot of people who ask, Holly, what does God say about me and your dreams and visions? A lot of people, God doesn't say anything about them, because they're not even seeking God. And if they're not seeking God, well, then why would he bother talking about them? Just like the guy downtown. He wasn't seeking God. God ain't talking about him. God's over in the corner crying because his creation don't love him. And his creation is going everywhere else and anywhere else to anything else that's not him. So what do we do in those instances? Because for me, I don't see these online pastors and evangelists and Christians confronting the situation when it's not peaches and cream. Sometimes Abba just downright says no. And when he says no, what do you say? What are the words you use to tell the other people? Or do you just go, okay, we're done praying. Who's up next for the next prayer? And you just kind of brush off the ugly stuff, because it's just about the love gospel. What about those people like me who walked away with teeth in my pain and gum lines still receding, and I was told, and with oil, I was told I was cured and healed, and I walked away, and no, I was not. Actually, my teeth were hurting more because now I'm crying due to the fact that the people who laid hands on me don't know Jesus. They're listening to Moloch. But I'm not allowed to say that because they know who Jesus is. You know, they religious, fanatical, familiar spirit, they know who Jesus is, and you can't tell them different. Meanwhile, they're not testing themselves. They're not testing spirits. Now, this is something that needs to talk about. I'm not about the feel-good sermon. I want to know the truth. And more than that, I want somebody to give me the truth. And if Abba says, no, Holly, I'm not going to let you break somebody out of the bars of physical pain because it's not my will, then I need to know how to talk to that person, help that person, and continue to pray for that person so I don't turn them off to Yeshua, so they know that God's not abandoning them, so they know God loves them. But the truth of the matter is, I'm not going to be able to give them what they want. Because Abba said no. For whatever reason why he said no. Now, I'm used to Abba saying no. Do you know how many times he says no to me? A lot. Debbie, I love you, honey. They are lost. Don't talk, argue, be yourself. You do you. Let them be them. But like when they come to you asking you what you see, and when you don't see anything good, what do you say to them? You can't be quiet, because if you're quiet, then their blood is on your hands. Right? You got to tell them what Abba tells you, for better or worse. But you got to tell them something. You can't just focus on the good stuff. But you're right, Tobis. Walk away, don't argue, just be you. But see, me, I need the courage that when someone like a witch, oh my God, guys, there are a lot more witches pretending to be survivors than even I want to admit. Now, I ask you guys to take everything I say back to Abba. I'm demanding you guys go and say, Abba, is Holly yours or no? Is she really your kid and servant? There's a lot of witches pretending to be survivors, and all they're interested in is the blood. I am a bloodliner. I'm going to expose the enemy, and I'm hoping you're listening. There are a ton of witches pretending to be survivors. And they have books out, and they have videos out, and they have drawings out, and they have posts out, and they have interviews out. You know, the same as Holly Baglio. The difference is they're witches. And the majority of the body, and the majority of the Christian community is being sold down the river because they're tricking them. It's Greta. See, keeper, eeper, keepy eepies. So, guys, when you see a survivor talking about Illuminati and satanic ritual abuse and stuff like that, you better go back to Abba and say, show me. And when Abba does show you that they're a fraud, a fake, and made of the darkness and not made of him, I hope that you guys start staying away from those people, because you're not going to be able to save them. You're not going to be able to take them out of the darkness. And the reason why is because they've already made their free will. They've already chosen. They've chosen to trick you and be who they are. So don't think you're going to meet somebody in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, and you're going to get them saved, and you're going to expose that they're a witch, and then they're going to see the error of their ways, and they're just going to come around and now be your friend. I've been infiltrated and tricked by a lot of witches, pagans, sorcerers, and people saying, Jesus is my Lord and Savior, when he's not. And when they're bold-faced lying. This is why I'm going to do the Demon Chronicles on FringeRadioNetwork.com. is because there needs to be a voice out there that is trying to be in his will. I'm not a witch, I'm not a pagan, I'm not a sorcerer, I'm not trying to lie you, I'm trying to get you on white hot fire for Yeshua. Now there's a lot of people out there that want clout, sell books, talk a great game. They're nothing more than a flat out witch. And then those same witches, Holly, what do you see in your dreams and visions? I don't see anything. And then what's worse than that is it's not only that I have to be honest where I'm uncomfortable, but then I have to call out a witch or the sorcerer or the pagan for trying to trick me. And then third, to boot, which is usually the worst, is the Christian community. Oh, honey, their fruits are good. They got a really good book. Didn't you see that video they did on the radio? That was a really good one. Oh, Holly, their fruits are good. Why can't you see it, Holly? I have the gift of discernment. I've been a Christian for 15 years. You're an ex-super soldier. What would you know coming from a cage? I know it more than you. And meanwhile, those same ordained pastors, evangelists, and everybody else sitting on their pulpit, on their online church, raking in tithes, are doing nothing more than putting disinformation agents and witches up on their pulpit because they're not listening to the Holy Spirit. They're looking at the views and the tithing till. They're looking at their own selves. They're not paying attention to him. Now, Moloch tricks us. Oh my gosh, little step. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. All praise, love, glory, and worship to you, hey, Baphe, for Yeshua. I look up to you, little step. I hold you in high esteem. I hold people in high esteem, but not everybody. And what you just said, I'm humbled. But these are the things that I worry about with me. If someone comes to me, little step, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? Hey, better yet, hey, little step, what if they come to me and say, Holly, I want curing and healing? Well, I'm going to run over to you and go, hey, little step, are you free? Can you come with me before Heavenly Abba? Oh, I'd like to ask if I can cure and heal this person in his name if it's in his will. And then you'll come with me. And then we can do his work. But I have to be very honest. And that's kind of really hard to do, especially when it's bad news. And then, like, for some reason, little step, when these witches and pagans and sorcerers come to me as a sheep, trying to pretend, I actually feel awkward and weird to call them out, as if I'm doing something bad. No, I don't have the gift of healing either. But little step, honestly, I think that if there was somebody that needed it, that you and I could pray and fast and go before Heavenly Abba and ask him, and if it was in his will that that person be prayed and cured, I think Abba would tell us yes, and he would tell us to proceed. But he'd be doing the work. But no, I don't have that gift. I want that gift. But Abba tells me I have to grab a second person and go before him and ask him. And if he says yes, then it's yes. But if it's no, it's no. But I have to grab a second person. He's just not going to give that gift to me normally. I'm a softie. I'm gullible. I'll cure everything. Now, I was using that as an example, little step. But these are the things that a lot of online churches and a lot of conferences, face-to-face, a lot of people, what I see happening. And no offense, that's not an answer. I don't mean to single you out, little step or anything, but, you know, if somebody comes to me for something like that, I can't just give them lip service. I'm not going to be able to sleep that night if I did. I wouldn't be able just to powder their tuchus and play patty cake. I need to tell him, yeah, Abba said yeah, or Abba said no. There's another friend I want to cure and heal him, but he won't make the leap of faith to get a relationship to Yeshua. And what does his family member do? Oh, Holly, is my family member going to make it? Why are you asking me that? Why don't you ask your family member? He's the one not praying to Yeshua. I can only do so much. Yeah, I have hope for a person, but if they're not doing the work, there's nothing I can do. You know how many people, my biological mother included, do you know how many people just want to run right up, I'm here, cure and heal me. And they run right up to that pulpit because they're going to get cured and healed instantly. And then when they don't get cured instantly with what they're expecting, then they hate Jesus. And they'd rather go to St. Lucifer, because at least Lucifer will answer them right then and there, because they won't have patience on Abba. Okay, up. Now I've seen, come on, up. Now I've seen kind of up. Now I've seen healing miracles where somebody was on their deathbed with a heart attack, monitor on the heart and everything else. And the very next morning, they woke up to a clean bill of health. But they were able to run a marathon. They were given the clean bill of health, but they still had to leave the hospital, take a couple of months to restore their energy, because you can't just go running up a flight of stairs after you have a heart attack, even if God cures and heals you. You know, you still have to take that time to build back your body. Hey, number one. How are you, sweetheart? Yes. Oh, no, I don't mean that. I don't mean that. Little step, I didn't mean it that way. I'm sorry. Let me clarify. No, I'll pray for anyone and everything. I will pray for what they want. I will pray for what they want. Absolutely. But when somebody comes to me for curing and healing, and I cannot get them to stand up from that wheelchair to walk away the full curing and healing that they want, well, then I still need to be honest with them to tell them what Abba's showing me. Right? I still need to be honest with them with what Abba's showing me. I can't just say, oh, yeah, you're fine, now get out of here. Oh, yeah, I prayed for what you want, now go. There's sometimes that I pray for people for what they want, and Abba downright just says no to me. I'm like, what do you mean no? Well, that's not in my will. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry, little step. Please forgive me. But like I've asked Abba to cure and heal someone for me, and the answer was no. I still need to return back to that person and have the guts to say, well, I can't get you to stand up from that wheelchair. I don't want to just send that person off packing with a feel-good thing. I want to spend the time with them and talk to them about why. And like people come to me and say, Holly, I've been praying for you to be fully reintegrated, and you're not. You're still broken. Well, I don't blame Abba. And thank you for your prayers. I pray the same thing. And I'll be praying for you guys back for what you want. Absolutely. I want Abba to answer all your personal requests made of him. I want him to give you your heart's desire. I want him to spoil you, silly, rotten, and shower you with his gifts, his love, and everything. Hey, Lynn, I love you, sweetheart. I was thinking of you this morning. I was talking about you this morning. Sorry. Because you have that crown on your head in the spirit. I need to give people an answer. I can't just give them a feel-good thing and send them on their way. And like if a witch is disguising herself as a Christian, I need to have a pair of brass breasts to stand up to it and go, wait a minute. There is no Yeshua in you. What are you doing? No. But then there's other people that might have unrepentant sin, or Satan is attacking them, setting in confusion, which keeps them in a perpetual state of darkness. I've been stuck in a state of darkness, and I'm saved with a relationship, but I felt at times I was so covered by darkness. And you guys, you helped me to get out. We both prayed. We both went before Heavenly Abba. And then Abba would show you guys, okay, say this to Holly. We're going to peel off a layer to the onion. Okay, now I want you to say this to her. We're going to peel off another layer. We're going to get to the bottom of this. I love you, Garrett's Fishing. I was talking about you too this morning. I was showing him the painting that you gave me. Can you excuse me one moment? I don't mean to be rude, but I have to use the ladies' room. Oh, baby girl, honey. You miss Ava, your little buddy? Keeper's like, yes, I miss Ava, my little buddy. Stop! So I'm sorry, little step. I just meant like following everything through. That one guy downtown that was literally trying to pay me for my dreams and visions, I did have enough guts to tell him, listen, you're screwing around with the jinn. That's not your creator. Your creator wants you to get saved to him. I can tell you where you can find your creator. And it's not where you've been looking. No more treats, Keep. Stop. At least I had enough guts to tell him you really need to get saved. And if you don't, I can't keep answering your questions as to your girlfriend, your money, your business, and stuff like that. You're just using me as a psychic. You want all the benefits without putting the work in. You can't get God that way. That's not how you seek God. His business has just about gone under, too. But Like, I don't ever want to leave someone hanging. But a lot of times when people ask me my dreams and visions, I was not showing me peaches and cream about their life. You know? He's showing me their hardships to life. How they're being attacked. Jeez. Abba showed me in South Carolina, I told you that story. Long story, but to keep it short, there was somebody I had met in South Carolina. A group of people had introduced me to a guy, and the group of people told me that he raped a girl, and she was a part of that group of people. So they set me up with this guy in South Carolina. I went out with him once, and within 15 minutes of being in the car, the Holy Spirit just was like, you get this guy to turn the car around now, Holly, or you're going to be dead in under an hour. And the Holy Spirit showed me that this guy and another one of his male friends raped a girl, and she had to get an abortion. And what he was planning to do to me, he was planning to get that second guy to do to me what he did to her. And if I didn't listen to my spiritual gifts and get him to turn that truck around right then and there, I wouldn't be alive right now. So I'm going to rely on my spiritual gifts, but people aren't going to like me when I do. Because I'm going to have to get up the nut to have the guts to tell you even the bad stuff. I've asked Abba to... There was one friend I had for a very long time. And I kept asking Abba, show me. Show me. Show me this person. And every time I said, show me, Abba would show me a screen of darkness. What do I say to that person? Every time, now this has gone on for years, and this is an active situation right now, and no, you don't know who I'm talking about. This person doesn't even know I'm talking about them. For many years, one in particular person, I've gone in front of Heavenly Abba and I said, show me, show me, show me this person. And all I do is get a screen, a movie screen, like a movie theater screen, and it's just all black. So now this person wants to know my dreams and visions. What do I say? You're all in black? Is this a trick? Are you trying to attack me? You're not in Yeshua any more than Satan, Lucifer, is in Yeshua. Guys, this is the whole point to the show. What do you do then? Or do we do what the Christian community does and go, oh yeah, you're fine. Next, who's next? Who's next? Oh, I cure and heal you. Oh, I have these dreams and visions about you. What do I do? Just focus on the feel-good stuff? No. If I do that, then that person's blood is on my hands. We've all read Ezekiel 33, so let's not play stupid, shall we? I don't warn you guys that the sword is coming. Your blood is on my hands. So when somebody comes to me and says, Holly, what does Abba tell you about me? And all I do is see a screen of black. What do you say? Do I do like all the other pastors and evangelists do online and just go, oh, you're healed and cured. There's your holy oil. Bye. Off to the next one? No, because that's being a lukewarm Christian. That's being a Freemason Christian. You know, the Billy Graham feel good stuff. Got nothing to do with Yeshua, but you'll walk away feeling really good. Sometimes we need to walk away from Yeshua and be in repentance. work our salvation out with fear and trembling. Well, God doesn't give me a spirit of fear. Well, then I guess your salvation was easy peasy, where mine, for 2 years, I was working it out, and I was definitely trembling, and I had a lot of fear. I had fear because the Christian community told me, well, it's your more than human half who picked Yeshua. Ignore all the other parts of your body, all your organs and your blood. That's not of Yeshua and of Anunnaki DNA. Yeah, don't worry about that, because it's more than your more than human half picked Yeshua. I love you too, Lynn. But see how I'm trying to get your iron sharpened, and I'm trying to get you guys empowered. The majority of the Christian, I'm not talking about the body of Christ. I'm not disrespecting the body of Christ. I'm talking about the Christian community. And yes, there is a difference between the Christian community and the body of Christ. The body of Christ is reserved solely for the real, true, blue Yeshua lovers. Not these plastic Christians. So you, in my chat room, you're the body of Christ. But I'm not talking about you guys. You guys are the bee's knees. I am talking about the Christian community, because 80% of the world's population is Christian, in case you hadn't noticed. Everybody knows God. And none of them own a Bible. None of them open it up, but they'll dictate to you who he is. Right? Uh-huh. They've never prayed and fasted. You do, because you want his anointing and you're seeking him out. But these other people only pray and fast because they're feeling a little bloated today. So they're just going to have a little bit of water with lemon in it. And that's why they pray and fast. I pray and fast. I'm knuckling it, hanging on to my linoleum, going, Abba, there's a demon, and you know what? It's getting out of here. Some want to take advantage of their gift even though they are not true believers. If you see no light in that person, then most likely they're not saved. Little step, I wish I could have you sitting by my side sometimes. I know that sounds weird, but there were some people that I saw through the block. There were some people in Coach Dave Dobbemeyer's. I could have been like, little step, do you see that? There's no light in that person. But look at what they're saying. Little step, explain it to me. How do they get away with it? What's going on? And then you have the same Christian community going, oh, well, demons can't do this and they can't do that. And meanwhile, I'm watching the demons do it and take human beings along with them. So what do I do? Do I just say things to get along with people and go along with it? Or do I be honest and not care about people's consequences? Now, I'm feeling a little bloated today. No, I could not, little step. I could not. I know it sounds funny, but I could not. You know, because I don't know what to do. And it's only since December that I guess I got rid of that amnesia block, so to speak, that I thought to grab a second person. It's only been since December that I actually thought, oh, think. I got to pray and fast. Not because I'm feeling a little bloated. The demons got me feeling bloated today. I've got to fast. Now, if I heard that comment, it would have been okay. You know, but I wish that you could sit here with me on some of these video calls so I could be like, did you see the lack of light? Did you see Satan working through Sean to attack me? Because is he really a Christian? Who elected him? Because I don't see God's hand on him, but he said he's elected somehow to be in the position he's in. Okay. I don't know. I'm not that great. I'm a piece of garbage. Demon bloat, that's the worst kind. Or demon spuge. When I was fighting those demons in December, I kid you not, Abba was like, take a shower. I'm like, because I got to get their spuge off of me, right? All their guts and grit and grime. Bella keeps blocking. Oh, no, Sarah. You can only do what Yud-Hey-Vav-Hey allows. If he says yes, it's yes. If he says no, it's no. He says no to me a lot more than he says yes. But I dream big. I go big. I mean, like, but yeah, he tells me no a lot. But I think he gives me dreams and visions, and I want to rely on them. But more than that, I want to start sharing them. So if I'm wrong, you could be like, Holly, no, I disagree. But I want to share them more. I mean, I tried to show them. I tried to share them. But then people say they can't work with prophecy videos. Little step, this is what I wanted to say. I think prophecy comes in a couple different kind of forms, for lack of better words, and you're going to find better words for me to explain myself. And if you do, please tell me. Like Bridge was helping me in December through the demonic attack. We were talking about my dreams and visions and what they meant. We were talking about the nightmares, the spiritual war, the kingdom of darkness was sending me about the incoming attacks they were going to perform on me. But when I worked with Bridge and we were both in prayer and fasting and we were cleaning out my house, but then also dealing with my physical body, the temple, to clean that out, to make it more wholesome. I believe I call Bridge, this is my wording for her. And I don't take it lightly. I called her a holy biblical prophet because when she was on the phone and going through the spiritual attack with me, when I was seeing the demons, she could hear their voices talking on the other side of the phone. She has the gift of tongues, but it's a real gift. But the way she spoke to me about those demons while they were attacking me, all I can say is that it felt like she was telling me the future to come true. You know, it was like she knew the moves of the demons before they made those moves. So she was able to run defense, run interference on those demons. So, like, maybe she wasn't, like, I'll be honest, little step, I can't tell you who the next president is. I can't tell you what's going to happen to this president. I can't tell you what's going to happen to Cory Booker, one of the boys on the block that somehow got from the North Block, hanging out with the boys, doing drug deals and prostitution. Did you know prostitution skyrocketed during Cory Booker when he was in charge of Newark? Yeah, well, now they promoted him to Senate. Isn't that so lovely? So, you know, the thug that collapsed my lung, he was one of the boys on the block. And isn't it just so cool to have one of the boys on the block being our senator? Because he's one of the boys on the block, man. I don't want one of the boys on the block ruling over us. One of the boys on the block, I made a mistake of dating and he collapsed my lung, grabbed a second friend, attacked me a second time, fractured my cheek, zip-tied my hands and threw me down a flight of stairs. 2 against 1. I don't know, I have a lot of thoughts running through my head. But if somebody comes to me in all sincerity and asks for help, I don't want to brush them off. I don't want them walking away from me with more questions than they started out with. I want to drive them closer to Yeshua so they know that he's not cold, he's not distant, he's not angry. He's loving, he has a sense of humor, he's welcoming. He is soft and gentle, but he still has a firm, direct voice. But he gives us mercy and compassion and companionship. Sorry about the whole Cory Booker thing. But when I hear Cory Booker, I think of the ex from Newark, New Jersey, Jersey City. And he's just so great because he's a woman beater now. I mean, I forgot my train of thought, I'm sorry. Sarah, I'm humbled. I don't know about so much as courageous. It's just I feel like my back's against the wall. I've got nothing left to lose. We're in tribulation, and I'm fighting for Yeshua and for the people that I love. Thank you for saying that, though. I'm humbled. But no, little step, I'm not a prophet. I think Abba called me to be a prophet. I think he gives me prophecy-like gifts. But if you want me to tell you who the next president is or what's going to happen tomorrow in mass media, I can't do that. But if you want me to tell you what the demons are going to do, how they're going to attack the next time they're going to attack, and the trickery they're going to play on us, I can do that. If you feel like you're a little out of sorts with Yeshua, I can bring you back to him, and I won't judge or criticize or scrutinize anyone, because it's not about me, it's about him, and it's about moving you closer to him. Yeah, well, step. You're right. You're right. Are you sure you're not one of his prophetesses? Because what you just said, little step, you're right. Little step, he has given me dreams about prophecy. He has. Typically, the dreams of prophecy that I have are a lot more closer to home. You know, I can tell you what's going to happen in my life sometimes when he gives me a dream. Like Trump. Abba told me that Trump was going to win by a landslide. That was the word, landslide. And then another morning I woke up and I was like, Abba, you said Trump won by a landslide. I'm going to wake up and see Biden signs on everybody's front yard, aren't I? And sure enough, like a couple weeks later, that's what happened, was Biden was president. But I couldn't, Abba just shows me that the Bible's true. I can ask Abba a question and he'll let me know. But as far as him coming and saying, Holly, God's going to, or Trump's going to win by a landslide, but Biden's going to steal the election. No. No, he doesn't do that with me. But if I ask him a question, he'll give me an answer. But he won't just come say, oh, no, Trump won by a landslide, but Biden's going to steal it. It's not like that. But when I ask him a question, he's always honest with me. Yeah, well, Debbie, I think that prophecy comes in different forms, but I think prophecy basically is forecasting the future, for lack of better words. Reptilians, half human, half snake, and they have their offspring. Reptilians don't have the gift of prophecy. That's why reptilians, that alien species, is always after you and me. Because humans have the gift of prophecy where they don't have the gift. Even though they're created spiritual beings and they have supernatural powers. Sure. A vision. Have you ever daydreamed? Like, were you ever sitting in high school daydreaming? So the teacher's up at the front of the class, wah, 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 and you're looking out the window. And say you start daydreaming about the perfect girl in high school, wind blowing through her hair, and you're in love. Okay, so you're awake. But you, in your mind, you're thinking, and you're awake. Like at night, you lay down, you close your eyes, and you have dreams. Well, during the day, you're awake. It's the same kind of feeling. So you're going to see like the vision in your mind's eye, but yet your eyes are open, so you're going to still see the scenery around you. So it's like having a daydream. But your eyes are open. You ever daydream? Daydream of winning the lottery, what it would be like, what you would do, how it would feel. That's what a vision is. So you're awake, your eyes are open, but it's like a daydream. Like at night when I go to sleep, I lay down and close my eyes. Well, I start daydreaming, so to speak. I start thinking of a scenario in my mind, and I play the scenario out in my mind, except I am maneuvering purposefully the whole daydream. And then, lo and behold, I'll go to sleep. It's like that. How do I extinguish from a daydream? Well, a vision is you're awake with your eyes open, and a dream at night is when you're sleeping with your eyes closed. How do I know it's from Abba? I test me in Yeshua's name. I test the spirits in Yeshua's name. I do not test Heavenly Abba in Yeshua's name. I bind and cast down lying, stealing, deceiving spirits. In Yeshua's name, I bind and cast down familiar, seducing, and lustful spirits. I bind and cast down the fake Jesus, the false divine light in Yeshua's name. And I say, Heavenly Abba, I pour the blood of the Lamb on the vision, or I pour it on the dream. Don't let the bad stuff come true, Heavenly Abba. Heavenly Abba, please reveal to me, is this from you, or is it from the kingdom of darkness? Is it from me? Because sometimes I know I can work out my own personal stress in my head with daydreams and night dreams. But I get dreams from Abba And I also get nightmares from the kingdom of darkness. The kingdom of darkness will actually send me, I say dream sometimes, but I should say nightmare. They'll give me a dream at night, and it's from them. And they're telling me the spiritual attack that's going to be waged or is waging against me. So I talk to Abba. Typically, the dreams from him have a certain feeling to it. But yet, when the kingdom of darkness gives me a nightmare, sometimes they can give me an imitation feeling like it's from Abba. So I test it. I talk to Abba openly about it. So visions are when I'm awake, and you know when you're awake, and dreams are when you're sleeping. How do I know? I go before him and I ask him. I test it with him. And then I go back and I look at past events and I start comparing things. But I bring Heavenly Abba with me through it all, and I rely on him. But then there are times when I feel like my altars are answering in place of him. So I get really upset and frustrated, and I yell at my altars. And then Abba's like, stop it. Oh, y'all. No, I'm kidding. I really settle down, evaluate it, compare it, give it to Abba, ask him to reveal himself. You start to get used to dreams and visions because, you know, if it's from the enemy, you get a certain feeling. If it's from Abba, then the dreams are more vivid. But then as soon as I say that, I also have to realize that the enemy is going to come and try to mimic Abba. I just blatantly say, I test the spirits, I start binding and casting down powers and principalities. I open up the Bible and I ask Abba, please turn my page in the Bible to where you want it to be, to give me confirmation that this is a dream or vision from you. The enemy has given me visions, day visions, of things that were not true. The enemy has set up a stumbling block with me, or what's the other word I'm looking for? The kingdom of darkness will try to trip me up. Or warnings for us to tell others first. I love what you said. Some do have prophetic or on point and given to some by God. Some of those dreams are warnings for us to tell others or a specific person. I had a vision of being on a table with wires surrounding my body, hearing chanting in the background, but I was walking around. It sounds like you were attacked by witches in the astral. Or if you were really there in person, Sarah, that sounds like Montauk. Sarah, I pray for you in Yeshua's name. I love you, Debbie. Yes, the kingdom of darkness, me dreams, I should call them nightmares. And the kingdom of darkness will tell me how it's going to attack me. On my YouTube community tab, I have 2 videos that I put up from back in November. The kingdom of darkness gave me a nightmare telling me how it was going to attack me, and it even touched on Seva's death. Yes, it did. Montauk, Long Island, in New York. Montauk is a deep underground military base. One of the bases I was trafficked in as a kid. Debbie is a survivor of Montauk, Long Island, New York. There's a deep underground military base there. So that's what Montauk is. If you've ever heard of Montauk Chronicles, the documentary by Christopher Garantano, that's Montauk. Montauk is a place. But yeah, a lot of times it's not prophecy dreams. A lot of times it's the kingdom of darkness telling me, we're going to nail your hide to the ground, Holly. So, okay, I might be dreaming of something that's to come true in the very near future, but it doesn't make it prophecy. It feels like prophecy because you're being warned ahead of time, but really it's not prophecy. I mean, prophecy to me is when you're telling me what's going to happen, who the next president is, what's going to happen to Kamala Harris. I don't, like Abba showed me the 2 witnesses coming. Abba showed me the 3 angels of Revelation that fly over the sky. Abba showed me the 7th seal being opened, which is a culmination of events to happen together. But I can't say, like, he's given me a prophecy dream and I can just stand there. I don't know what you guys think of Kim Clement. That's not the point, but I'm going to use him as an example. There's Kim Clement at the piano, and he's talking about prophecy, and this is going to come true, and this is how it's going to come true, and he's giving you the details. Abba doesn't do that with me. On occasion, yeah, he does. Yeah, he'll be like, Holly, that's going to happen. But it's not what me or you or anybody else would typically expect. That makes sense. Like, I can know what's happening in your life and my life because Abba shows me, or the kingdom of darkness is attacking me and showing me what it's going to do. But that's in your life and my life. I mean, as far as prophecy, that pertains to the world as a whole as to what's going to happen, right? Yeah, I'm not really... This is why I like to be called a watchman. Because a watchman tells you when the sword is coming. They get you saved and baptized and set free. They have a little bit of prophecy, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I think watchman is like the best. I heard the name. We could email, talk about this. Memory was washed. I was kidnapped. I'll get the out of here. Yeah, Sarah, that's not a problem. Absolutely. I'll look for your email. I'll just shoot you my number. So it looks like tomorrow I will be broadcasting from fringeradionetwork.com. It doesn't look like I'm going to do it today because I've been talking to you guys so much. Johnny's like, bring it on Fringe, bring it on Fringe. I'm like, no, you don't want to hear my mouth on your platform. So I'm going to make a jerk out of myself. Let it be on HTV. Yeah, Sarah, I'll shoot you my number. Even still, I don't know how close you are with Global. No, don't worry about that. I'll give it to you myself. You know what, guys? Honestly, I don't care too much about prophecy. I just want to make sure that you guys are right in your own life. So, as far as prophecy goes, when it comes to me in my life, yes. Just about every single night, honestly, Abba gives me dreams about my own life, and they come true. If the dreams and visions Abba gives me were to work like You know, like, who's going to be the next president? Who's going to be the next senator? I would have to hang out with you on a personal basis to know if that was going to happen. Okay. If you put someone or something in front of me, and I can pray to Heavenly Abba, tell me about this person, or tell me about this file, tell me about this picture, I can pick up on it, and Abba will tell me things about it. But if you want me just to sit here and say, oh, well, this is what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen, I can't do that. Abba doesn't give it to me like that. And probably the only reason why I had dreams about Trump and him winning by a landslide is because Trump came to one of my interviews in 2018. So I had a direct connection with him. I was able to get close enough. I hang out with you guys long enough, and Abba will show me what's going on with you too. That's why I want to use my spiritual gifts to help kids that are kidnapped be brought back home. If you were to put something in front of my face and I can engulf myself in it and I can take it back to Abba and I can pray for it, he will show me everything. You put me, another reason why I don't watch movies, you want to know the truth about movies? Because you start up a movie. It no sooner gets 1 to 2 minutes into the movie and I can tell you verbatim what's going to happen at the end of the movie. It's not fun to watch movies anymore because I know what's going to happen from the beginning. But there's more to life than prophecy. I mean, what about today? What about dinner time today? Let alone what's going to happen 2, 3, 4, 10 years from now, or 2 months from now. Let's worry about today. Let's get through today. See, that's the other thing is I used to tell that guy downtown, I was like, what do I care about your love life, your business, your money? What do I care? I don't. I care about his movements. What is he doing? What's going on right now? Where is God at? And am I with him in his will? Do I care when the famous musician's going to meet a girl? Do I care when somebody's going to win the lottery? No. Do I care if you're given a clean bill of health? Yes. Do I care if you have money so you can eat and pay your rent? Yes. Do I care if you're in a demonic attack? Yes. Do I care if you're happy? Yes. But the rest of this world and what I'm focused on is not the same as what they're focused on. Predictive programming, lesser magic. Thank you. Yeah, so it's not that great a shakes if I can predict the end of a movie at the beginning. You can do that with the Simpson cartoon. Is to keep my head down. And Stephen Mo, you said it best. Obey Yeshua. Keep your head down, keep your head down as you're focused on Yeshua. You're concerned with what's on your plate. You're not la 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 la. You're focused on what he gave you. And you're obeying him. I love that, Steve. You rock. You rock. Watch, he'll probably blow you off for the rest of the day. me, Abba. Can we light a fire under the tuchus of the repairman? If it's a plumber, he'll probably blow you off for the rest of the day. Plumbers are not dependable. The Illuminati tells us what they are going to do in TV and movies. Yes, they do. And Sarah, the kingdom of darkness, when it attacks me, it gives me nightmares, just like Abba gives me dreams. So if a demon is good, I mean, that's a form of prophecy, right? In November, I had a nightmare. In December, Bridge was helping me with that nightmare. Just last night, Bridge and I went back to the nightmare I had in November, and her and I are like, whoa, wait a second. Now, she gets her own dreams and visions and stuff, okay? But her and I were doing our work with each other for Abba, and her and I both went back to that nightmare of the spiritual attack, because in that spiritual attack it told me when Seva was going to die. And then more than that, she took another look at that nightmare that I had back in November, and she's like, oh, I got something to add for Abba to give you only good dreams. Steve, Mo, Abba, and I just went through this. Abba said to me, stop running alcohol when it's too much. If it's too much, Holly, you run to me and tell me it's too much. He's not going to stop the kingdom of darkness. He's not going to stop those nightmares coming through. He can't. He won't. Why would he? If he stopped those nightmares from coming in, then I wouldn't have a heads up to what the kingdom of darkness is going to do. I always need a heads up, right? I need to keep my eyes to the sky, my ears to the ground, my heart after him. It's like a Twister game. But, no, Abba told me, he goes, if it's too much, Holly, come to me. Come to me and tell me it's too much. I will give you refuge. I'll give you shelter. But no, not really. You're leaving? I would love to stay. Oh, you have an appointment. I love you, Debbie. I'm going to be praying for you in your appointment. Before you go, Debbie. Heavenly Abba, I pray Debbie is nice to her appointment. Don't make them run away. Scream it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love you, Debbie. Have a nice appointment. We will talk later, Debbie. And Lynn, I love you, Lynn. I hope you have a beautiful day. And Abba gave me permission to draw your crown. It's tall. It's tall and sparkly, Lynn. I don't know. But if I could help anybody in their own lives, well, then that's great. But no, like, I can't tell you who the next president's going to be, or who's going to be the next lottery winner, or I can't tell you that stuff. But I'm not really focused on it. So I'm sorry I say everything wrong, but I'm really trying to figure this stuff out. And another thing is, I don't want my works to be incomplete in front of Yeshua. I think one of my incomplete works would be, you know, if somebody comes to me and says, Holly, what do you see? What do you see in my eyes, Holly? I need to step up to the plate and be honest at all times. Whether I see Yeshua, or whether I see darkness, I need to stand up and say, there's darkness. I don't know why. I'm not here to judge you, scrutinize, or criticize you, but there's nothing but darkness in your eyes. Little step, I see a lot of people with darkness in their eyes taking pulpits. And it chaps my lips, little step. Not that I should take the pulpit, but Abba has me up at one. I just want to do a good job for him. More than that, if I can get you guys talking to him, if I can get you guys to feel and know and understand and comprehend, he's not distant. He's not cold. He's not callous. He's not trickery. He's right here. Even when he doesn't give us an answer to our questions right now when we want it, he's here. Even when we don't feel a heavy presence, he's here. He's still that still small voice. We can't help everyone. Some people don't want to listen. It's like they're scared of God. Little step, you bring me peace. Because I try to help everyone. And when I can't, I blame myself. Geez, little step, I gotta start taking care of me. Abba's like, if I could only get all that love you have directed at Save a Keeper and your loved ones, if I could just get a little piece of that love you got for everybody else, to get you to point it at yourself, Holly. If I could only do that. Everybody's like, well, if you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody. Listen, my cage was a home. I remember dragging my blanket back to that cage, and I couldn't wait to get back in. I don't have everything down pat. I don't know everything. But if I can expose those demons to you and show you what they're really doing when the Christian community says that they can't do it, but the demons are doing it. I mean, that Bible verse, when men's hearts will fail them for what they see come upon the earth. What happens? What happens, guys, when you're going, in Yeshua's name I bind and cast you down. Yeshua's name, get out of here. And those things aren't going. You just see them scatter. Some run and hide into closets and bookshelves. The others kind of run outside. And you're like, wait a minute. I'm binding and casting down this one demon and the rest of them took off. Wait a minute. You got to run and catch those demons and bind and cast them down. Or worse yet, Yeshua's got his hand on you, anointing you, and you see a principality attacking you. That a principality doesn't have rules. It's not going to go, oh, Holly's communing with God, I better back off. No, it's going to attack me harder. Because if it's successful in that attack, right when I think I've got ultimate sanctuary with Yeshua, and it attacks me during that time, then it's going to push self-doubt into my life. And then I'm going to be doubting him. And that's what the demons want to do. Demons will, in fact, do good deeds just to purposefully make you throw your pearls before swine to make you bless evil. Demons will do good fruits, good deeds. And they will attack you purposefully, trying to break your foundation in Yeshua. Because if they can do that, then everybody else who sees you crumble to their pressure, that's going to put self-doubt in their mind. We need each other discernment. Thank you, little step. Thank you, Sarah. Well, I need you, ladies. I want you. I love you. I need you. You are my blessing from Abba. We've spent years together, and I cherish you. All you ladies. I love you. That's why we're here, to turn it back on you. Thank you, Steve Amo. And thank you, men. You gentlemen. You ladies and you gentlemen. Gentleman. Because I think we only have one here right now. Boy. It's a plumber. And he actually made it. All right, well, at least I got the plumber part right. I was wrong because I said he wouldn't make it. But see, that just goes to prove I'm a pessimist. I am definitely a pessimist. They're leaving us defenseless, high and dry. Yes, they are. I cherish all of you guys. I'm glad he showed up. Those plumbers, though, plumbers don't wake up before 10 a.m. and they're always the last to get there. First, if you're like having a house built, you'll always see the carpenters and the sheetrockers and the painters. You'll see them about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. You hire a plumber, good luck seeing them before 10. I used to be a plumber's apprentice. Oh my goodness. I like carpentry. But all my life I was executive staff secretary. I was a glorified secretary, okay? So I pushed a lot of papers and pressed a lot of buttons in my day. But I always worked at a desk. But then when I did 2 years of carpentry for my stepdad's construction business, and then I did an additional 6 months as a plumber's apprentice, I really liked it. I liked it because I could see my work being done. Whereas, okay, it's great to have, it's great to have a clean desk, but once you get your desk cleaned, then what? But when you're building a house, when you do the plumbing from the basement up to the first floor, and then you do it into the second floor, and you do the stack all the way out to up to the roof, and you can see your work accomplished, and then it has functionality. I really enjoyed that a lot. I know I was an A1 secretary, but I really enjoyed manual labor a lot more than sitting at a desk. So, I love you, Susan. Dishes everywhere. This is your mind. This is your mind on MK Ultra. I got dishes too. 5 dishes in my sink, that's a demon. I know it sounds stupid, but it's a demon. Laziness, unmotivation, not paying attention, not caring. All right. I have a lot to learn. And I can't wait to keep learning it. The house gets dark if you miss the routine. I've missed it. Mwah. I love you, Susan. Excuse me 1 second. I'm back. Sorry about that. Candace, how are you, honey? It's great to see you, honey. It's really great to see you. I was thinking about when I first got to hang out with you. When I first met you. And now here we are all these years later. That's the best part about friendship. Is all our milestones that we've shared together. Remember that time, excuse me, Candace, when you came on my panel and you were telling me about, I forget the name, but it was some certain crystal, and you're like, yeah, you know, this interferes Wi-Fi signals and ELF, EMF, and scalar waves. And you took the crystal and you put it by your computer, and then it took you off my panel. And it wasn't until you moved the crystal I was like, whoa, whoa, I see it works. Organite. Remember? The past 7 years of my life spent with you guys is the best. The first best part of my life was when Millie and Bill Gabriel, my grandparents, raised me. Well, next to that, the second part of my life, which is the best part of my life, is here and now. The past 7 years that I spent with all of you guys. I know I'm rough around the edges, and I got a lot of shite to still learn and come to terms with. But you guys are the best part of me, and you are my blessings, and I do listen to you. I listen to you a lot more than I let on. Not all the time do I take your advice, but if I don't take your advice, I'm not trying to be combative. You guys need to know how special you are. You need to know how much Abba loves you. And I'm not lying when I say that. I had dreams at night. And the dreams at night that I have, they include the people I talk to in my chat room. Now, I know I might not be giving you certain specific details about your life, but I see all of us here on earth working for Yeshua or working for other means. But when I see you in my dreams, you shine beautiful colors. Some of the colors cannot be found here on earth. They can only be found in heaven. The past 7 years, I've had the best part of my life because I found Yeshua and he gave me you. Now, just as Seva and Keeper are the family that I made, might not be a husband and kids, but this is the family I made. Yeshua gave me you as my extended family, and I love you. I don't ever mean to be a shite head or a jerk, but if I can help you, I will lay myself down across that puddle so you can walk across and not have to step in it to get your feet wet. That is how much I love you, and I mean it. I know I got a long way to go, and the jury's still out on me as far as you're concerned. But I mean it when I tell you I care about you, and I believe he gave me gifts, and whatever he gave me, I want to share it with you. And from the looks of it, he gave me something really great, and I don't want to squander it or keep it hidden underneath my mattress. I want to share it with you. I want to enjoy living life with you. And more than that, it is a humbled honor, pleasure, and privilege that I get to bend both knees and worship Yud He Vav He, our Heavenly Abba, from the Old and New Testament and the Holy Bible, for Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Everything is about him. And thank you so much for being in my life. And thank you so much for him being number one to you and him being number one in your life. You are exactly the person, the people that I've been searching for to hang out with. I don't want to be around anybody else. I have been looking for, searching, and now that I've found you, you are Yud He Vav He's chosen. He chose you. And I love you. And thank you for allowing me to stand shoulder to shoulder with you as we fight back the darkness. So let's get up, stand up, and don't let up. Bind and cast that darkness down and advance the kingdom of heaven. I really do love you guys, and I really mean it. Thanks for bearing with me. Thank you for allowing me to explain myself to you. And I hope I did all right. Thank you, little step. Little step, thank you for being here while she was suffering. I didn't want her to suffer. Thank you, little step, for being in my life all these years. And thank you for comforting me when I most needed it. I look up to you, little step, and I appreciate you. And as far as the rest of you in my chat room, you are the universe's most beautiful people, and I would be lost without you, just like I am lost without Seva. You need to know how special you are, and in case somebody hasn't told you, I love you, and I appreciate you. I bless the day Abba gave you to me. Oh, he didn't give you to me. I bless the day we met. You guys are the bee's knees, and I really want you to know that. So at this time, I'm going to get going. Me, Kali, I'm going to cry. I want to be meek. I got to get rid of those cigarettes first before I'm meek. Heavenly Abba, I pray that you give me an opportunity to help these fine people that I call my extended family and loved ones and support system. I want to be able to do for them what they've done for me. And also I ask you opportunities, please, if you would allow me to bless them with all your blessings in Yeshua's name. Go ahead and cry, but making you do it all day. I wish you were here so I could give you a hug. Thank you for feeding me. Thank you for feeding Seva. Thank you for your help so that I could take appropriate care of her. If there's anything I can do for any of you, please let me know. And now that Stephen Mo's got me crying, isn't he just the best heavenly Abba? Even when we pass on from this life, we're still with each other because of Yeshua. Aww. Everybody prays for you, honey bunnies, yeah. Oh. She's like, I'm really humbled, little step. Thank you for saying that. When I finally do start the Demon Chronicles up on Fringe Radio, I have to tell you the first time since I've turned to Yeshua since 2014, the first time I actually felt like a warrior for him was this past December. Oh, you need a whole towel. You can't settle for a hanky. You need more than that. Apparently, I didn't make you cry hard enough. Hang on, Steve Mo. Let me try harder. I'm teasing. You have a beautiful day, Steve Mo, and little step. Sarah, all of you. Kara, Candace, Susan. And for the people that are still here, thanks for hanging out with me. More than that, thank you for helping me. I think today might be the first day that I got to explain myself correctly. You know, if somebody comes to me and they ask me about dreams or visions or healing or anything, if it turns out to be bad, I need to still have enough guts to stand up and talk about it. You know? And you guys have always taken my confessions. You've never judged or scrutinized me, so I'm not about to do that for anybody else. You know? All right. Okay. And on that note, I couldn't help it. You know, the dollar store is great. You get the poster boards for $1. Thank you, 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 thank you. And I pray Heavenly Abba thanks you for me and blesses you with more spiritual gifts. And I deeply appreciate it. And if he ever puts anything on your heart to tell me, please let me know and don't be scared. I love you, little step. Thank you so much. God bless you too, little step. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's meant a lot to me. A lot, a lot. Okay, I'm going to go because if I don't, I'll never go. But you guys are very special. You're Yud Vav's chosen. You're his chosen, and I can see it from here.